A pastor and leader of the Philadelphia Moms for Liberty chapter has been exposed as a registered sex offender, which there's a dark form of irony whenever this pops up. This group that has prided itself on trying to weed out these subversive elements in society that are going for our kids, groups like teachers and stuff, and then within their own ranks harboring people who have done horrid things. So in this case, it is Phillip Fisher Jr., who leads the Center for Universal Divinity in Olney, helps connect the right-wing group with local faith leaders to boost their memberships. He also pleaded guilty back in 2012 to a felony count of aggravated sexual abuse of a 14-year-old boy when he was 25. Was sentenced to 3 years in prison, given credit for spending nearly 20 months in jail awaiting trial. And he said he agreed to plead guilty to get out of jail, where he said he experienced violence from other prisoners. So he is denying sort of the substance of the charges. Take that, for what you will. National spokesperson for Moms for Liberty did not respond to a request for comment. I mean, why would they? Why would you have any sense of responsibility for the people that your group is involved in? I'm not saying they're directly responsible for everyone who's involved in a very large national group, but maybe you could show that you actually care about this by not only focusing on fictional people who are targeting our kids, but maybe acknowledging those who have been proven to be actual predators in the past. In any event, we have more on this that we can get to, but Yaz, what do you make of it?
Yeah, so I actually just did a video for Rebel HQ about this. It's not out yet, but it will be later. And the story is kind of wild. It's kind of crazy, right? He says, yes, I'm a registered sex offender. I'm on the list. You can Google me and that'll come up. And he says, to his credit, that he never tried to hide it. He just never made a big deal about it. But he does say, I had to plead guilty just to get out of jail because I was in a cult and they basically framed him and they got mad at him for speaking out about some things. And so they framed him and they said that he was doing all kinds of illegal things that he shouldn't have been doing. And they put him in jail and he's pled guilty. And it's a whole story. So that's all I'll say here, but it's very interesting. And then there's the obvious hypocrisy of all of it. But in the video, I do get into like cult-like thinking. I talk about the cult that he was allegedly involved in. It's very interesting stuff.
That sounds fascinating. Everyone should definitely check that out. And I want to remind people that, like I said, I'm way too easy on these people. They're not nationally responsible for every individual, and they're not every part of this movement. They're one part of it, the Moms for Liberty. But it's just, have you noticed a pattern? A bit of a pattern? Anti-grooming Republican resigns after alleged sexual relationship with teen. That's former Texas Representative Brian Slatton, or the QAnon leader who inadvertently outed himself as a groomer, or the different QAnon leader who ran a website where he brushed off concerns about pedophilic content, or the founder of Protect Our Kids First arrested for allegedly downloading child sex abuse material, or the leader of one of the QAnon subreddits initially, the moderators having to step down because of child pornography and all that. Does it feel like maybe there's a little bit of a pattern there, that these people who are so hyper focused on sexualizing kids and then pushing that out on other people who have no interest in doing any of that, so many of them having that hiding in their own closet? I don't know. I've noticed a pattern. I feel like it's something that should be looked into. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.